Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Threadlings of Filmmaking Production Diary. I'm Miguel Ortega, and this is Tran.
Hello, everyone.
How goes, Ruben? How's everybody doing? So today we're beyond exhausted. We've been working a lot, so yeah. So let's just get to it. Love our voices. Thank you. That's the nicest compliment I've ever heard.
Yeah, I'd say Miguel has a nice voice.
Well, thank you. So this week we've been working. So on Monday we had a showing at Ride Back, which is the writing incubator that we wrote the Threadlings in, and it's very cool writing incubator. An incubator basically is like a place where you go and they like assign like a mentor, and then like teachers, and they help guide your script to completion. And we had Robert Rodriguez as our mentor, which is pretty cool. And then we had a lot of great teachers that kind of like helped guide the script. But anyway, so we had to show some stuff. So this is some of the stuff that we showed. So we'll just start with this real quick. Give me 1 second.
Help! Please! No! That's nothing No, I'm gonna change.
You gotta do something.
So there you go. So the first moth attack, they see poor little Zort get butchered. Some of the voice stuff here got a little weird. I gotta check what happened. Maybe it was just
No, I'm gonna
You
change.
gotta do something.
let me see.
No, I'm
You
gonna
gotta
change.
do something.
Oh, like his lip sync is off.
Yeah, it might have been because I moved this here.
Yeah, it just fell off, huh?
Yeah.
You
No, I'm
gotta
gonna
do
change.
something.
So usually what I do with that is I'll just find like a T.
That's tricky.
Yeah, and probably do that.
You gotta
No,
do
I'm gonna
something.
change.
There, and that fixes it.
You gotta
No,
do
I'm gonna change.
something.
I have the same expression on my face when I watch this. That's cool. Yeah, so Mayo's expression, like yeah, so it's pretty cool. So we worked on this. Need my coffee. Tried to get all this.
Yeah, it was a crunch.
Yeah, the music's not finished yet. So this is just like a temp sound music thing that I threw on there. I just
and
put a few different sounds together to make some kind of phony score. We also have this version. Let me see if this is. Give me 1 second. I can show you an alternate. So this is an alternate score, which is a better score, but it gets too bombastic at the end.
too big.
Help! Please.
No.
That's just exterminating.
You gotta
No,
do
I'm gonna
something.
change.
So pretty epic song. That's the moth song, but I don't know. I just feel that when the drop kicks it, it's too intense because it doesn't get any bigger than that. So we're worried that this is not the great finale. We do want to use that at the very end of the film, but
But it gets much worse at the end.
yeah, like the end is just a total massacre.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's one scene, and then this is another one we're working on. This is not a glorious scene. It's not. It's an exposition scene, but we'll play it anyway.
Master Shark. It got him. The moth.
A moth? All right, slow down, boy. Slow down. Now tell me.
It swooped down, grabbed Zort, and
Zort?
He's Mayo gone.
Oh, that's impossible.
It's true. We tried to save him, but Mayo. Zort?
Blasphemy. Yeah.
What?
Consider your next words carefully.
Mayo saw.
Ah,
What in the weft was that? Mayo knows.
So there you go. So that's them after they watch the moth just destroy this little dude. They run back to tell the professor. There's going to be other students in the hallway that are missing. So this is like Threadling Gnomon. So there'll be like little students running around. it's time for bed, so it's nighttime. So the thing with the threadlings is the moths are really looked at almost like vampires. They come at night, they inject you with some shit that makes you all fucked up, and then
Yeah, they're like the boogie monster.
they're like the boogie monster. Yeah.
Nighttime is dangerous for these guys.
Yeah, mothing hour. So we just want to see like the crowd running to their rooms, and then some of them may stick around, like here, like approach
Moth?
like a moth. Oh my god, I want to
Wait,
hear. I
slow
want to
down,
hear.
slow down now,
Right?
tell
So
me.
you could build this kind of audience over here, like one guy's over here, one guy's over there. They're looking. They're concerned.
Sure.
You could have them go.
Hmm.
Mayo, gone.
Oh, that's impossible.
It's true. We tried to save him, but
And then here you could have all these faces like poking through the sides here, like they're all looking, right? So it's all these eyes, and then they're just kind of like shaking their head after this.
Blasphemy.
And you can have them like walking away there, like fuck that.
Consider your next words carefully.
Mayo saw.
Ah,
What?
So proud of that door slam because that was like the last shot we did. So and it kept annoying the crap out of me. It's like the least important shot, but it's the fact that it was like the last one. It's like, the door moves. But anyway, so that's what we've been working on. So just really cranking these two.
The shot is way too bright.
Which one?
That one. I keep looking at it like, it needs like the exposure brought down or something.
Why is
Why is all the effects disabled?
my lumetri is off here? So exposure or contrast?
Maybe both. Once you apply the exposure, you need a little bit of kick.
Like that?
I think I should just relight it. I don't know why the background is so bright.
I don't think it's bad that the background is bright because there's going to be other little threadlings back there.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be a little bit darker. It feels like lifted.
So then that's not really, you're talking about like a curve.
Curve is better. I think you kind of get both. It's a little bit darker, a little bit more contrast. That's a funny still frame of Mayo. His
Yes.
face.
That matches that better. This one too then, right?
Yeah. All those are the same shot.
Does look better.
That one too.
It's true. Try to save him, but. God, I know this freaking script. That matches that.
Yeah. Mayo's my favorite character. He's totally my favorite when I'm lighting these shots because there's a lot of things like that happen really quickly in his performances. But it's, if you catch it, it's my favorite stuff.
consider your next word carefully.
What about this one?
That one's okay.
I think I could use a smidge.
So when I like these shots, like, they just sometimes come out. That's a little too saturated. It's hitting like those oranges. The colors sometimes, like the lighting looks a little bit brighter. It doesn't always look exactly the same. So it's a little bit frustrating. By same, I mean like it looks a little bit different in the viewport. And then sometimes I just have to like relight the whole thing because I don't know why it looks different. I noticed that the lights actually break. So like if you like move it and then you change like the intensity, it will like not remember that you changed it. And then when it renders, it like has the last setting that it used to have. So that's something I started noticing, which is really weird. So then I just have to remake the light. Yeah, saturation is too down. Bring it back up. How does it look without it? Which one's with it?
This is without it. This is with it.
Okay, so that's good. Has a little bit more kick.
All right, so that's good. So I'm gonna save this. So you can see we're literally figuring this crap out as we go.
Yeah,
let's-
Miguel and I look at it like 100 times in a loop, and then we just start picking at it, like this and this needs to be changed, and it needs this, and we're like, yeah. So that's how it goes. You just
Thank
got a
you.
got a little glimpse of that,
Yeah.
but we'll noodle the crap out of it.
What up, Bobby? Paola looks so good. Thank you. I wish I could see the fish orange wide eyes expression because that sounds so weird. But- hello, fellow threadlers. Oh, there we go. We got Netbug in the house.
Yeah, you're an OG threadler. So-
Yeah, Netbug is the OG. I still have to send you those stickers. I have not forgotten. I've just been so freaking slammed. So I'll send them to you. You know, anybody that wants one, I'll send it. I just have to get off my desk and stop working on this freaking thing. But I promise I will send you guys that. Okay, so we have that the berry field. Is there any shot that you think we needs color work? Let's take a look at it one more time. This shot I love.
No!
Domestic exterminator!
Oh, it is magic.
We have to do something.
Let's see.
How does the lighting work before real time?
With offline renders, how do you light this?
Yeah, basically you just said how.
Yeah, you just wait hours.
You just wait hours and then realize it looks like crap, and then you have to start all over again.
You know, that's the thing. Like, so I mean, I was like, Miguel and I were just kind of talking about this like this week at some point. So in my opinion, I still think like if I were to light in like a render like Arnold or V-Ray, that I can get the final product to look better, right? And I think the materials look nicer, lighting is a bit nicer, that everything looks a little bit more tangible. But I don't get as many lighting iterations. So, and the reason why is because like you put a light and then you hit render, and then and you do that a few times before you just kind of run out of gas, and then that's what you get. Whereas like in Unreal, I don't think the materials look as nice yet, but you can just keep lighting it forever, and so you can really get like the lights where you want to be. So it's kind of the trade off. And then you fake a lot of stuff too. Like if I were to open this scene, this scene is like the most weird fake lighting ever.
Yeah.
It's all like just fake. Like the environment, all that stuff. Like it's all just lit really odd to look that way because I couldn't get the lighting to look like that naturally.
Yeah.
Like everything is colored like blue. Like all the textures are like bluish to make it work.
Yeah. Right there, there's like a lot of dust. That's why it looks like washed out. But let
Yeah.
me.
I think if there's anything like questions on the lighting is sometimes I feel that the moth is overlit. Like when the moth is on top of Zord.
When
Like
here?
that one, yeah.
What about it?
Like part of me feels like the moth is too overlit.
Overlit. You don't even see it.
Yeah, I know. But it would be completely black though. So there's a lot of lights on the moth's body for you to even see anything. Or else it becomes a silhouette.
So this is the no music version. You notice like Mayo does not fall. So Mayo cannot fall
Oh, the
because he
moth,
has,
yeah, and Scott just eats it.
yeah, Cod always eats it, but Mayo, since he's able to walk on ceilings and stuff like that, he has
Balance.
he's like a cat,
Yeah.
but he can walk upside down. So he will never fall, and Cod will always fall. This shot was like done literally like hours before we had to present this thing. It was so funny, like from like putting it in the edit, sending it to get animated, doing the face, finding the sound that worked with his mouth, because so but anyway, so that's what we've been working on. Trent, you want to show the thing you're working on right now?
Well, I mean, I'll show what I'm working on, which is not very exciting. Um, but then I don't think I want to work on it during stream because it's really boring. But I'll show what it looks like currently. Give me a second. Let me share my screen. And this file is big. And it's getting pretty slow.
Yeah, we saw the mega lights thing. You know, I'll be completely honest with you about the mega lights thing. I didn't even know that you couldn't have that many lights to begin with. So it's awesome for sure, but I didn't even know that that was a limitation. so
Yeah, we
so
actually never hit the
never hit the threshold. Yeah,
no. So I didn't even like Miguel said I didn't realize it either. I was like, oh really?
like I figured if you put up 1,000 lights, you would have a problem, but I never like got to the point to break it. I did love putting textures on a light. That I instantly was like, okay, that is pretty amazing.
Yes, we noticed we couldn't do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's incredible. And then what else? What else did we? Oh, the what was it? The big talk with Kim Library and Tim. Is it Sweeney? The guy that runs Epic. They showed clips of Voice in the Hollow during the what do they call that again?
keynote or-
The keynote. My brain is just mush.
It's
During the
farting out.
keynote, they started showing Voice in the Hollow shots, which was pretty awesome. Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I've been working on. This Miguel, like
Photo bash.
photo bashed it, and you know he was talking about like, could we just use it like this? And I'm like, well, it would be better if it was 3D, and then maybe we matte paint on it. So I started working with that, and what I've been doing is grabbing Megascan stuff and just twisting it on top of like kind of a very mushy model. And then eventually the mushy base will be replaced, but you could see like I have these high level, high detailed subtools, and these all have poly paint.
Not yet, Chris.
right? So they all have like some of their texture work. I'll have to retexture it, but I'm trying to preserve a lot of the poly paint here, at least the albedo. This way, when I smush it into one mesh, um, it will come with some textures that I can work with. So that's what I've been doing. And it's pretty tedious. Like I'll come in the big piece like this, but before I even add it to this subtool, when I grab like these are mega scans here. Like a typical mega scan just starts out like at 16 million and it doesn't really have lower subdivisions like this. So it gets really hard to manipulate at like 16 million polys. Um, so what happens is I reconstruct it and the base mesh becomes like 100,000 and I grab the albedo and I turn it into poly paint. So now if I bring it to the highest level, you can see it's much more detailed. So this construction and just remeshing it takes a little bit of time just to get this basic mesh. And then it's just twisting it and like shoving it together. So not like the most exciting thing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's just a little tedious, but
Well, that's what this is.
yeah, it's just tedious. So like the one thing I don't have are like these little windows. I just feel like I don't know. I'll just make the tree first because that's the hardest part, and then I'll figure out what to do, how to add them in. It doesn't have to match exactly, but I worry about that once I have the tree because that's like the hardest part. And then that will be like something we use in like the shots now, right? So because we kind of need an establishing shot of like where they live and things like that. So that's pretty important.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Um, as far as like what else is on my plate, one thing that seems kind of fun, but then I for some reason started doing the less fun thing, which is the tree. And then for me, the reason why it's not fun is just, I just don't like making trees.
No
Um,
one likes making trees.
yeah, but like I don't like making trees like at all. It's kind of one of my least favorite tasks, but you just got to do it. But the other thing that we were talking about that was kind of fun, or actually could be loads of fun to me, is making some extras in like the background. And these are like far background extras, and the idea is for them to look pretty strange.
Chris, we have not used Unity. We probably never will. Not because we think Unity is lesser, just we're done. My hard drive is full. There's no more learning.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, there's too many things to like learn.
Yeah, that's too much.
But anyway, so today, I don't know. Maybe I want to make a character like this,
Yeah, just do it.
or you think like this guy. Let's just make like a Michelin, like a weird guy like that. So these extras like won't have any facial performance. They'll just have like eyes and a mouth. And then here's like another one that I kind of want to do something like that. I don't know what that is. What do you think? You have any ideas?
I say do it.
That one's super creepy.
Balloon Man. That guy that makes those balloon characters is pretty awesome.
Do you think it should be bubbly like this
No.
or like this?
Yeah.
Okay. So the idea for these extras is no facial performance, and they'll just be kind of like auto rig.
Is
Yeah.
it okay to ask an empty question? Did you have any issues?
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
marvelous designer. Uh huh.
Yeah, we actually did. It's okay to ask any questions. Did you have any issues with cloth moving too fast or jumping when you run the animation MD? So what is your solution? So
Oh yeah.
I do not have a good solution.
Well, you kind of do. You thought of what you ended up doing was kind of cool.
Yeah, but it still has like a lot of things to fix. I mean, let me dig up something like that. Let's see. Swoop down. This was problematic. So I don't notice this so much with when I use mocap. This happens more in hand animation. And in this one was really tough. So this is the one where caught during the moth attack sequence where he gets blown away and he gets like thrown in the air. That's a really hard one. So let me just open this file and hopefully it loads Alembic correctly. Sometimes like there's like versions of Marvelous that don't. Okay, so here it is.
Sorry about that.
Okay, so what happened here, like if I play this, let's play it on loop. And notice he's going really slow. So I loaded him in.
Little guy, that's so cute.
He really eats it, right? Let's see what you did. I found one option seems to be working to run the animation time warp and then bake down the Alembic file back to original frame rate outside. So I used to kind of do that sometimes, but the thing I started doing was loading it at 60 frames per second. And so the animation, what it does is it's originally like 144 frames or something like
I think
that.
he's saying the same thing.
Yeah. No, but he's doing the scene warp, which is different.
Oh, inside of Marvelous.
Yeah, so the scene warp option is here. And what I'm doing is I just set this to 60 frames. And it makes the animation happen, like sim actually happen. But it's like has a lot of problems. So a lot of the problems I'll get is when I slow it back down, um, you know, like I get this collision here. It's still going too fast for it, right? So when it hits like certain frames, it's like it can't compute this leap.
So what'd you do?
I have the shot model it.
You want to show the shot modeling?
I mean, I can. It sucks.
I mean, I would just show like 2 seconds of it.
Nah.
You're like, nah.
Yeah. So it's you just have to like use a shot modeling program and pull it back out, and just
Shot
make it,
modeling it just basically means that you just go in and sculpt. It's like ZBrush with a timeline.
yeah. And so you can see that that's Cott's head. It shouldn't be white right here. So that, and then at least it does it. Because at some points, if you don't do something like this, you just can't calculate it, and you just end up with the cloth kind of exploding. So these type of shots are really tough. Yeah, but the thing with this version with cloth simming, it's much better. Here's one that was a mess up. It's much better than the previous versions, where it could still do a lot of stuff. Whereas before, like I couldn't get more complex or more higher quality things. Let's see where's Mayo. Let me find him. Okay, here he is. So this is kind of like what I go through in ClothSim.
God, that is such a freaking awesome animation.
It is cool, but his pants fell down. So as he's coming down, like his pants just went, oops. right here.
He almost looks like he's looking at you like, oh, you can see my thingy.
Yeah. So this one took a bit of work, and then I also had problems here. It's just it's going too quick. So with this one, I think I decided I don't think I went with the 60 frames. I just pinned the cloth. Yeah, so this one I just went back to 24 frames. And then what I did is I just deleted parts of the cloth I didn't need because I have some double layers. And it's like no one can tell. And then I have all these pins because that's like his pants was losing alignment. It was just because he's got like hammer pants. And then I pinned the
She means
waistline.
MC Hammer pants.
Yeah. And this one worked out much better. It's not looping. Yeah, so sometimes it just works. The one thing I'm doing here is I'm using animation stable and I'm bringing up the quality to 10. That's like the magic number for me. And then that is giving me pretty good results. It takes much longer though. So, it's most of the time in these shots, it takes a bit of time. It's almost like rendering. And you're going to take a few times at least before you get it.
Probably want to put that up so people know what you're reading.
Yeah. I also tried to have a double layer where the underneath layer is solidified and the top layer is not. Yeah, I've done that too. So, but I recommend definitely using the latest version because the cloth sim has gotten much better. Anyway, I don't know. Let's jump back here. Maybe I'll start working on this guy. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to use this mesh because it's pretty low. And what I did is just got a good size. And let me just export them. And I'll call it Balloon Man because I'm going to turn into Balloon Man. And I'll pen them here. Start my scene. Okay, so here he is. So whenever I start like a ZBrush scene, I always have a star on top first so that I don't lose my position or scale. And let me just change like the maximum brush size or the scale of the brush. I think it needs to be a bit larger. So this guy, I want him to be pretty tall. I have kind of this thing over here, but I don't want to stick to it too much. And I don't know, this might just be like this is probably going to be more like a test or something like that. But I think proportionally, and this is something I want to do, that I think will be pretty fun. What do you think, Miguel? Should he have like short legs? Also, the other thing here, I feel he's too big. meaning he's too big for. Okay, he's not coming in, right?
Leg size. I mean, I think you should just do it however you think.
No, I mean proportionally.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. I would.
Let me scale him down.
You can make long legs. That's what you've been wanting to do. I think you should just do the one you've been wanting to do.
I don't know if I want long legs or like short legs. But in any case, I'll bring him down because I can't actually sculpt it. The brushes get all weird. And I'll just turn them to tubes. I think here, like, I'm not sure what to do with feet, but I kind of have a feeling like feet is not a good idea. At least big feet. So I'll just turn it into like a nub. And this brush got ruined. Let me just reload this. Okay. And then just maybe like flatten that. And again, this will just be like a test.
What happened?
Nothing.
That looks good.
And then the head. Just erase that completely.
You're basically just gonna do like a big linguini guy.
Yeah, I think so. And then the hands. I don't think I want these defined fingers because they won't hold. So I really want to modify.
Yeah, you just want like stumps. I would just do stumps for that.
Yeah. Oh, it just crashed. That's nice. I think it's because I had that tree. It was way too heavy. Yeah, I don't have it. But I should have restarted. 'Cause that tree was like way too much. Let's just give it a go again. This time I'll save. So this is the size like he needs to be at in Marvelous. But I can't seem to work with him very well at that size. So I'm just going to duplicate the mesh and rescale him down. So this will be quicker. And then there's a couple of things I want to do. Just bring this brush size back up. And I want to get rid of let's turn on double-sided. I just want to get rid of the hand. And I realized like this guy doesn't have a clean loop at all.
Once you have everything built, all the props, background elements. Hopefully, yes.
I think what I'm gonna do here, because this is already this mesh is kind of a piece of crap.
You're just gonna delete it.
Yeah, it's also like I don't think I want to use this mesh. I didn't want to use Zort's mesh because it's really dense in the face. But this guy doesn't have a clean loop. At a certain point, it stops. Like I find okay. So that's a clean loop here. Let's detach. So this will be a little, you know, when I think about these things, I go, oh, this would be fun. And then there's technical things. And I can't let them go because I'll just end up trashing this completely. And it'll be a problem later. Okay, so let's cut off the hand. And I'd like to actually like use this. And I don't think I want feet because I want the most minimal contact with the ground. Because like
You want those wind guys, basically. You want a version of that, a better version of that.
yeah. And I don't want just for simulation, I don't want a lot of contact on the ground. And this is okay not to be perfect. Which is what this will be. Totally not perfect. Okay, that's good enough. And then I'll just close this one. Okay, cool. And I think this is good. And I'll re-export that. And import on top. Delete this guy.
Yeah, I can't hear the rain crap. Apparently, there's rain. I can't hear it.
Yeah, I can't hear it either. Okay, let's bring this down.
Apparently, there's rain. Apparently, there's rain.
Yeah. Okay, now I can have something to mess with. Not worry about the fingers being all like tiny and like little nubs. I have a feeling that's gonna get back to me. Kind of like what I just started accidentally doing, which is giving it a belly. I do think like a butt is kind of funny. I'll give him one subdivision, which makes it 51,000, which is pretty easy. Still, if I want to use this resolution to sim on, I can do it. But if this gets like really heavy, marbles will slow down in the simulation. So no heavier than this, but enough to have a like a fuller butt. And then the legs, I mean, should it just be straight? Should I let them hold some shape and see what I get on top? I'm not sure. Because I do want it to be cartoony. Just move it out. And then turn these more like cylinder-like. I think I'm going to end up with something really weird. It'll probably take me like a couple of tries, and then maybe I'll find like something that is cool. That's how usually these things go.
So funny looking.
Well, he looks like he has bell bottoms or something. And I think it's like the stance. Because he started out as a human, and so he's got like that shape. I want to get rid of that. I can kind of hear the rain.
You can? I can't hear it at all.
And let's give it small armpits. That usually gives me like more room to do stuff up here. And then let's
Someone's gonna log into the stream out of nowhere, right? They've never heard of the Threadlings, and they're gonna see you sculpting the sausage, and they're gonna be like, "What the hell is this person doing?" And then immediately sign out.
like this person sucks.
This person sucks.
Can't do a human at all.
That's not a monster at all.
No. I don't want like I can build a belly on him or whatever this is, but I don't want it to be like all based on the volume of the character. I think the idea like I'd like is to have like a something thinner underneath that helps to hold the shape, and then have a bunch of air in it. That's when I start thinning it out. But I'm not sure what I'll get. Like, you know, how like exaggerated this could be. Necks usually are a good thing to keep, especially when you auto rig. So I might want to keep that defined, shorter armpits, maybe more space between the legs so I can do more things. And like there'll be like less collision. So I guess I'm just making him skinnier. And proportion, you know, I don't know if it should be like that, like this. What do you think? Long legs, short legs,
Long legs.
like that? Long head? I mean, give me some ideas.
I do long legs.
And what about the head?
Little head.
Little head.
Let's see. Rob's question. Sorry for this naive question. How much more scenes do you need to sell this to a big studio to make a series? Isn't this already enough for a pitch? Yes, it is. And this is more than enough for a pitch. And we are already speaking to a bunch of studios. So, yeah. So this is more than enough. Maybe too much. You know, honestly, I think in the future, I don't know what you think, Tran, but I just feel like with a lookbook and an animated storyboard sequence, we could probably sell something now. Don't you think? I think so.
Yeah, probably. I think so too.
Yeah. That, that's too loud.
No. It's good.
In the mic, though, I blocked the mic.
Oh, I guess you're fine. Okay, so that's him. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah, that's cool.
Let's thin him out a little. I mean, there's a few ways to do this. So I'm just going to save this. It's a good first test. I'll export the lowest. The Balloon Man test. Oh, he's way too small. So let me just duplicate it. And I'll scale this back. Like maybe this big. And I'll export again. So for those like new to Marvelous, scale is super important. You don't want something too small.
Didn't you also sell the voice? Any updates on this? The updates on this is that we have to turn in the first draft of our treatment today. So yes, that is moving along well. When you guys hear who we're doing it with, I think your heads will explode because it's exactly the producer that it should be with. If you just go through, you know, all the details on the film, you'll figure it out. It shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah.
Basically, the top choice to produce it is the person who's producing it. Yeah.
Okay, so I am. Whoa. What's the hotkey? Shift.
That's pretty cool how it instantly like created that
Okay, so my brain just fired out on hotkeys. So I'll just draw it like this. I can't get the smooth curve shape. Okay, it's working now. I guess I just couldn't get the buttons to work. So I'm just gonna sim cloth, and I think I wanna, okay, so this has a bug. I think this is buggy. I think this is really, really buggy. So I just updated this version, and this is not good. It's doing good stuff in other things, but basically I'm having trouble just making these lines. That point. But I'll just roll with it. Like they're disappearing. So when you see me like doing it and it's vanishing, that is what is not supposed to happen. And the idea here is I'll just draw one side and then I'll mirror the other side. Some of the shapes will not look very good because I can't get the smooth curve. But I think that's fine.
Why are the smooth curves not happening?
It's not happening. It's just when I hold the button to do the next point, the first point disappears. So there is no smooth curve now.
But that's just a bug, right?
Yeah, because I just updated.
Oh, you think maybe they changed the hotkey or something stupid?
No, it's just sometimes this happens. Like certain things break, but I can live with this. Some things I can't live with because I need it in the simulation really bad. Like tacking. There was a version of that didn't work. Okay. So I'm gonna build the sleeve. And hopefully these can generate. So if I can highlight over that, that's good. I don't know how the body should be broken up, but I'll treat it as if like got a shirt or something. And this won't be fully perfect, but I want to test. Okay, so that is highlighting, which means it reads that shape correctly. And let's just get this like half through. Okay, so it doesn't recognize this one yet. Recognize these two pieces. I think I'll give him like an underwear. I don't know if I want to do this because I'm looking at it.
Why is that?
Because it's, well, I don't know if I want to do the underwear shape. Because it's an underwear shape.
Artistic cam? I don't know what that means.
Artistic camera. Well, the angle, I guess.
Oh,
Okay,
but
that's,
artistic frick is the one asking that. Artistic frick is asking about artistic cam.
yeah, I don't know what that means either. Okay, that generates here. Let's create a seam here. And like, I should have him floating above the floor a little bit.
Why doesn't it let you go under?
No, it's just it will get
It's
kind of weird.
wonky.
Yeah, so these are recognized here. This one, it doesn't recognize this shape. Okay, now it does. So these are highlighting, which is good. Let's get
Play this program like a fiddle.
yeah, I do have a really good handle now. I mean, I had a good hand. I felt a very good handle before with Threadlings, and now I definitely have a too much of a handle on it. I spend so much time in this program. Okay. So this shape is not flattening out, which it one used to do that before. So this one, in this version, has more things. I think I'll put a seam here. And a seam here. Okay, and this is highlighting blue, which is a good sign. If it doesn't highlight blue, I have to like redraw it. Because it won't actually produce a pattern. And these are really like tough to navigate. I just gotten used to that. Okay. Good. Highlights blue here. So now I have the arm. Let's save this in case it crashes. So these are, I'm calling them weird extras. That's their name. I do like that I made these weird ears. These jagged things kind of suck, but they're not smooth. I'll probably figure out like how to work around it. And I think here I want to do like it's just like disappearing a lot. For whatever reason. Come on. Make this shape. Okay, so that's what I get. I want it to be like box shapes.
Wow, it is acting weird.
What, this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I'm dealing with it. And I'm doing exactly what would happen if this was really happening. I'd be like, oh, all right, I guess. That's how it is. And I'm just really glad it's not like a main character. So I think that if this was something that relied on more precision, I would try to update or go back or something like that, which then I would be like frustrated about it. Here I want to do a couple things. Like I am thinking like the shape. So, you know, and how much control I can get. Maybe the front face is its own thing. And then there's like a shape back here for the head.
You should look at like what was the name of that freaking that Key West doll? Remember what's his name?
Robert the doll.
Robert the doll. How do you remember everything? I forget everything.
Well, you talked about Robert the doll a lot.
Yeah, but I just forget. I just forget it. The moment I'm tired, I forget how to talk. I
I
forget
don't
how
know.
to.
Why is this supposed to look scary? It looks creepy.
That thing showed up in front of your bedroom. The
Yes.
Robert the doll is like one of the inspirations for Chucky.
I think he's much scarier than Chucky.
It's much scarier. Yeah.
It's a real doll.
So I'll tell the story. So there's this is in Key West. This is like rich family has a maid, like a Caribbean maid. Um, they're in Key West. They're basically in the Caribbean, and she makes the young boy a little doll called Robert the doll, and she makes it by hand, of course, and it's really really primitive looking. It's really kind of crappy looking. It's not very well art directed. If you were to look at it in those uh, that way, it's very very raw. And she makes this doll, and this kid becomes like obsessed with this with this little figure, and it talks to the doll, and it's running around with the doll, and the parents start getting a little bit worried about the extent to which this kid is obsessed with this doll.
Like it, yeah. Like
Yeah,
it turns into a weird imaginary.
imaginary friend, and then they hear like laughing coming up from the bedroom that doesn't sound like their kid, and they're like, okay, what the fuck is going on with this doll? The kids start saying things, talking about the doll as if it was real. So they're like, they had enough with this doll. They grab the doll, they throw it up in the attic, and from what I remember, they move out of the house and they just leave this doll in the attic. Another family comes in, kid finds the doll in the attic, or the family finds the doll in the attic. The kid takes the doll in as his friend, and the same story happens. But they don't know each other, so same thing. The kid becomes obsessed with this doll. The doll starts becoming like his imaginary best friend. Laughter and all that stuff. Family freaks out, throws the doll back in the attic. So the neighbors start complaining about the running that is going on at night up in the attic, and they're like, yeah, who's that kid that's running around in the attic that we see through the windows and whatever? They're like, there's no kid running up in the attic at night. And turns out that they're seeing Robert the doll, it's a big doll running around in front of the window. Family freaks out, throws the freaking thing in the attic, like I said, and it eventually ends up in some museum in Key West, and they're like, okay, no one can take photos of this thing. If you take photos of it, it will possess you or whatever. Of course, there's a bunch of photos on the internet, but it's it's that's what it is. Uh, it's pretty creepy. Its rawness is partially why it's so scary. It looks handmade in the best of ways. It really handmade looks scarier than intentionally trying to look scarier.
That like it like unexpectedly scary
Yeah,
is the scariest thing.
yeah,
I like that story.
yeah.
I'm trying to I turned this into a mesh, and now what I'm trying to do is it kind of just spit it out all over. Um, I'm trying to like orient them so that it makes sense to me what everything is. Otherwise, I just don't know what anything is. Okay, so this goes here. That's the head. This is the ear. I'll just put that here. That's the back of the shirt. This is the arm. And you can see how wobbly these things came out because I can draw the curve as well. I mean, they usually come out kind of messed up, but I would say these look pretty bad. But I could still get something from it. But I don't know, maybe it would just come out super bad. And then I'd be like, yeah, I need to figure what's wrong. Okay, so this is much more organized for me. Let's put them a little bit closer. That's the underwear, this is the leg, and that's the arm. I'll grab these, the symmetric pattern with sewing over here. Now, these guys are already sewn together. The parts have been generated. The new side is not. So now I'll have to connect these, otherwise it will just fall down. So I just have to get to center. So that's why it was pretty important to figure out what the pieces are. This way it's easy for me to sew them back. And then I'll worry about being up maybe after. I think these are good. Let's hit save. Now I have my stitches. I probably don't want to use this cloth. Changes to fabric. I already know this is like some default cloth. And I'll just change this like to another color and rename this full grain. So I'm going to use like full grain trim, which is like very firm. And we'll grab all this and apply it. Okay, and you can see it's what I mean by firm, like it holds the shape. So now it has a bodysuit. And I didn't sew the back. I missed the back of the head. Okay, now we have a suit. And then from here, I could play around. So I think that like, if I wasn't doing the stream, I would actually clean this up because I feel like I don't like all this lumpiness. And the way I would probably try to do that is like just find some of these points and just simplify them so they're not so wobbly. You know, just reduce a lot of these. And just come back and like reshape, try to reshape this.
God, that Joker movie is just getting murdered, huh?
Yeah.
We can't look at a portfolio link during the stream. You don't even see the link, by the way.
Yeah.
If you send it to us on social media, we can take a look later.
Yeah, you also like you can also do that to the school too. Like they do have like proper programs for that at Gnomon, like to have in events and things, which we're not usually doing those type of stuff. Okay. So
So this is you now just grabbing the curves and just making it cleaner.
Yeah, because it affects everything else that I want to do. You know, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do it. No, no, I'm doing it. Because I want to get shapes from it. So there's things I can do here, like let's just say I think a quick thing I would do something very fast, just because I don't know how this is going to respond. And that is I'll just do a layer clone over, and I'll put this down here. And then I'll take the original fabric, use my favorite, which is cotton, or I don't know how to pronounce that, but that's how I pronounce it. Okay. And on this layer clone, I'll just put that here. I don't like white, so I'll make it pink. Orange is a little bit darker. And this was a softer cloth. I will automatically make this 10% larger. And hit submit. Okay, so that's what I'm getting. I don't know if I want that seam in the middle of the head, but this would be like the first thing I do. And let's apply some pressure. The round number like 20. And he does have a butt like I want it. Let's try something like 120%. But now the cloth is 20% larger. And balloon him up even more. I don't know what this guy is.
Just kick ass.
The cloth sim is very.
Car salesman guy.
Let's bring it to 12 part of this now. So like that's what I'll get initially. I think if I want more like a feeling of air, there would be a couple things I do. So if I wanted like the tummy, let's do this, to kind of come out more, or just like balloon more. The reason why it doesn't is because these two are separate pieces. So I would have to like merge this somehow. Or I don't have to merge them, but let's bring the pieces back. What I would do here, or just treat this section like this. And I remove the linked editing. Let's just move this over here. And then readjust like the way it's sewn. So now it's no longer a layer clone. But I'll remove like these center rows here. And this one. Put this aside. That's the metric pattern going here. And then I'll sew this here. Sew. And this should start like giving me something different here. Oops, I didn't fill the middle. I mean, that's kind of interesting.
What? I know.
Okay, so then here, I think that's interesting. What I want to do here, I want to grab these points, just kind of kill them. And I might decide like I just want to put another shape there. This is 64.39. Start with the square, with the height. Okay, so that's actually like way longer than I intended. That's okay. Find that piece.
What are you doing? What is that?
I'm just trying to mix stuff up. We'll pop this on here. And now, now we have a completely different shape.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Honestly, at this point, I might just be like, change that so it's not quirky. Well, I don't know. Those are the things I could do. What do you think?
I thought it looked better without that thing that you're doing in the front. Like that thing looks like a weird.
Okay, so let's sew this here.
I think the simplicity of him is kind of what's cool. Yeah, that looks good.
Just like this.
Maybe give him a big brain.
A big brain. Like back here.
Didn't you make that thing look like a brain back there?
I probably could. Like if I mean, there's a few ways to do it. What I'd probably do is probably try to draw a pattern. So I might use a tool, which they've changed a lot. They used to have a chalk tool, but that's gone. So I can do this. How would a brain pattern? How would that look? Something like that.
Probably.
Okay, so that like gives me like something to trace. And then I can use the internal line, hit some key points. Okay. And then curve. maybe I want to add a point in here. Maybe add another point here. And correct that. Okay, so now I have like this shape. I can delete the original one if it bothers me. Just by double clicking and hitting delete. All right, cool. While I'm doing this, I think I should clean up this shape. So what I'm doing is I'm using an independent draw tool that's not part of Marvelous, so I can reshape this. Because once I delete these points, I lose like the shape. And just bring the curve shape back in. And it's a little bit smoother. Okay, now that I have that shape, I can layer clone this over, change the cloth. I don't know, let's make it 30% larger. See what it does. It might be too crinkly. Let's apply air pressure 20. And let's decrease the particle distance. So that's the first look. Let's see if it's 50% larger. Okay, so that's the brain.
Kind of cool.
This particle distance might just go to 10. So that it's smoother. And then maybe the base one needs to be too low. Let's also make it 10. And that might give me a better result. But that's a brain, kinda. I don't know. Does that look like a brain? It looks like something.
Yeah, it looks like a brain.
The one thing I would want to do here is like give it eyes. I was going to ask if they should be far apart, like should the eyes be here?
I think the dumber he looks, the better.
Or like this? That dumb?
That's too dumb.
That's too dumb? You just said the dumber is better.
Yeah, but that's a good level of dumb. That's too close. Like that.
Okay. So from here, what I can do, one, I'd probably want to turn that into a shape. So I wouldn't use like clone as a pattern. Then I'll get something here. Let's carry it down so it's closer. This is a really weird character. And then I'd want to get this this dimension, like the length of that is 29.7. So from there, I'm just gonna make a piece that the width is 29.7 and the height that's 210, which is pretty big. And let's bring this down. So there will be like, I'm thinking like tubular eyes.
Tubular.
Tubular. Okay. So what I'll do here is I'll just free sew this. And I'm using cotton sateen. I have it sewed to the wrong edge. Do it again. So that's probably not the best way to sew it because it's going to have issues. So I'll do it slowly. And I'll grab this and I'll freeze it. And we'll sim this part. And I sewed it to the wrong thing. What I actually want to sew it to. Okay. Okay, good. And then what I'll do is I'll just ease this around. Kind of massage it. Because it will usually gives you a better sim. Try to let it uncrinkle itself. It's all crinkled. Okay, that's better. And then go back and finish it. And then hope it cleans itself up. So that gives you a better result than doing one big sew. And what I'm trying to do is straighten these edges. Just really crunchy for some reason. Okay, that's better. And we'll sew this across. Okay, so I think that the eye is too long.
Something kind of cool about like these snail eyes.
Okay, so let's just sew it and see what it does. So here, that's my top. Okay. Let's unfreeze it. Okay, cool. Let's make it symmetrical. I don't know what I made. But why does it not? Ah, okay. This has to be removed. Link to editing. Metric pattern with sewing. Metric pattern with sewing over here. And that will mirror that. This is going to open up. So I can keep the seam in the middle of the face. Or get rid of that seam. Let's see how it looks. So that's the eyes.
Yeah, like they're gross looking.
I don't know if we want it to look that gross.
No, it's like a lobster now.
So I made a monster unintentionally. Let's shorten that. Let's give this like air. He's not as goofy as I want. Like he's got a brain. He's got all kinds of wrong things about him. Anyway, that I can already tell that I'm gonna go completely probably redo this. But
I wouldn't redo it. I don't think the eyes are working right now, but I don't think that the body looks bad. I think the body's cool. I think the eyes are coming out too far still.
yeah, I don't like the brain though.
Brain is cool.
I think this is cool.
Oh yeah. This needs to be bigger.
He just looks like a weird curly hairstyle. Okay, how is the eyes now?
Better.
Now I can do a few things. I can move the eyes around. Like they don't have to be up here. You know, I can put them down here. That's more of a generic position, I think. But at least then we'll have to figure out what I did to it. I mean, the eyes could be here.
Yeah.
This one didn't sim well.
So cool how you pull it like that.
Okay, now we have eyes. Anyway, that that is the weird extra. I don't know what else to do. Like my brain is not being creative. I could probably, I don't know if I want them this crinkly in the arms. So for me, I might not make it as long. And then that removes a lot of the crinkling. And then it allows it to like kind of bubble out more. And I don't know if I want the seam on the elbow.
That is like, what the heck is that? Kind of exactly what it should be. It's a what the heck is that? You know what you should do with a guy like this? You should add as much secondary things,
Like tassels,
all kinds of crap that just move and look weird.
like weird flowy things.
Yeah, I mean, even his arms could just taper more to like almost like a squid.
Well, there's things like shapes I always had to make that I didn't want to make. So over up to me, I'd probably sew.
Guy, I think, you know, you can make a version of this guy that doesn't have arms at all. That would look super creepy, right? He's just walking around like
Like
armless.
all crazy looking.
Yeah, it would look awesome.
This is a weirdly weird shape. Okay. So I have to adjust like the base shape if I want to get like different types of arms, which I do. and turn it into one arm. Let's remove the seams. I think it doesn't look like the balloon man.
We have no idea what character this is. This is just like extras walking around, weirdos.
Yeah, we're just making it up. If you think it looks weird, I think it looks weird too. So whatever you're thinking, I'm probably thinking. Okay, so let's layer clone over. Give it cotton. Let's see what it does. Well, that's something. It's like I don't know, what do you think of that? This would probably have a lot of secondary motion though. Like it would moving, it would probably like really flop around. Like that's more like the balloon guy. Well,
I think he looks cool. He looks like he's strong. You should give him something that looks like a wrestling belt.
a wrestling belt? I mean, I could, but I feel like there's other things like the legs. Does this have enough movement?
It'd be cool if he had more of a saggy belly, right? That jiggled around.
Yeah, it could. I could make it larger, see what it does. But it might just become wrinkly.
Because they say it looks like a character from a horror mobile game. And then Rob says, I wish I could look into your brains. You're kind of looking into it right now.
Well, look, this guy right now, if he walks around and
Just that alone, like with zero expression, would look really cool. And I actually think like the more simple he looks, the better.
yeah, I agree. I think I want to remove like these themes. I would just delete this.
So what's the plan with this guy? So then
It would be
I would have to rig the underbody, and this would be on top,
yeah, just a base body.
and that's to scale with cotton mail.
Yeah, it's taller than cotton mail.
Okay.
But I would probably just use Mixamo to rig it. That's what I would do. Like, not even. And that's I don't know.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying no. I would just do the human IK one. That way we could apply any mocap to it.
Okay. So here I'm just trying to get rid of like some of these seams. This shape needs to be cleaned up. It's like really wobbly. That's a really weird crotch.
Just like spam. I think it's spam.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. That's what I have. We're at 2:00, I think.
That looks like a winner.
I wouldn't say that, but It's something.
I think he looks really cool. He looks like he's like the silent assassin. He's the guy that was at the Olympics from Turkey, the shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Look at him.
Anyway, that's what I got.
All right, everybody. Thanks again. Thanks to Dell and NVIDIA and Gnomon. And we appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully, you saw the progress is moving along. Round hands and a round shoe. No shoe,
Yeah. There's no fingers.
no fingers. There's no knowing what this guy would do with fingers. So better he's left like that.
It's a background, like far in the background, just to get a different shape.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye, everyone.